Everywhere. Meteorologist Melissa Magee is here tracking your first alert forecast. Melissa.
Carolyn, yeah, it's really all about location today because we started out fairly cloudy across much of Southern California, and we're starting to see more in the way of breaks in those clouds, and that's why we're seeing a little bit of blue here in Long Beach as we're looking at the live picture. Currently coming in at 65 degrees. Here's the other takeaway today. Compared to this time yesterday, it is actually 2 degrees milder for Long Beach. So we're starting to see, at least for the coast and the basin, that marine layer break apart just a little bit, allowing these numbers to climb in comparison to where they were the same time yesterday. So 66 in West Covina, 62 in Van Nuys. We've got 73 to the east of that location in Victorville, and it's 57 degrees only there in Thousand Oaks. Looking at the visibility, we're down to about 7 miles in San Bernardino, 9 in El Monte, and down to 2 miles there in Oxnard. So still having an issue depending on where you are with that marine layer and a mostly cloudy sky. Satellite and radar, however, showing you big picture that cloud deck is not as thick as it was the same time yesterday, and we'll start to see more of that occur even as we get into our Friday. So weather headlines showing you we've once again got a cloudy start, areas of drizzle in the morning, a few more pops of sunshine though as we get into our Friday afternoon. Temperatures, a small rebound in the middle and upper 60s as opposed to the lower 60s and upper 50s tomorrow, and then early next week more clouds and chances of rain. We'll talk about the details coming up with your first alert forecast. Carolyn and Colleen, back over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Right now, a view from Catalina. We saw some bluer clouds there earlier, and it looks like some gray, almost rain-like clouds have returned, Melissa.
Yeah, Carolyn and Colleen, once we get into tonight, we've got those clouds that will form once again close to the coast, close to the water, even the basin, but we'll start to see those clouds break apart just a little bit tomorrow afternoon.
No chance of rain on the game, is there?
No, there's some drizzle that's likely once again as we get into tomorrow morning, but in terms of rain, not going to see it. The cloud deck is so low, it's going to feel like rain, just a little bit of high clouds down to the floor. Yeah, we'll talk about it, you guys. I want to show you what's going on as we're looking at a live picture outside of downtown here on this Thursday. Mostly cloudy sky. We're starting to see some breaks in those clouds, so patches of blue coming on through. We'll repeat this pattern once again as we get into our Friday afternoon, but starting it out tomorrow, fairly cloudy. So downtown in at 63. Compared to this time yesterday, this is the big takeaway. We're 2 degrees milder than where we were just 24 hours ago. You could see that trend here holding for the basin and points to the east. 4 degrees warmer for Ontario and Riverside. Same thing in San Bernardino than where we were the same time yesterday. So that's an indication that that onshore flow starting to weaken just a little bit. It's breaking apart, allowing for more in the way of sunshine to come on through this afternoon, having an impact on our temperatures. So instead of the lower 60s, upper 50s, we're starting to see the middle and upper 60s in some spots. It's small, but if you're outside, you're probably noticing the change. 65 in Ontario at this hour, 66 West Covina, still chilly there in Thousand Oaks, 57, 52 in Big Bear, still mild in Victorville, coming in at 73. So satellite and radar showing you big picture. We're tracking this area of low pressure, all of the rain with this out across the Pacific Northwest and Northern California, rain, even some high terrain snow. And then closer to Southern California, the clouds are around, but the moisture is staying off to our north here. So we're starting to see those clouds break apart. They're not as thick, they're not as deep this afternoon as they were this same time yesterday. So we'll talk about the weather headlines and what we can expect. Still a cloudy start tomorrow. We still have the areas of fog and drizzle in the morning likely. However, the onshore flow is starting to weaken just a little bit. So that's going to allow Friday, even into our Saturday, a few more sunny breaks across the region. Overall, temperatures are remaining in the 60s. So it's a really minor and small change Friday and Saturday, but those breaks will at least make it feel a little bit better by the afternoon. Friday, Futurecast showing you 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll start it out cloudy with that marine layer around, areas of drizzle as well. And then once we get into the afternoon, you notice those clouds really start to dissipate just a little bit, allowing for more in the way of sun to peek on through, and temperatures responding, especially for San Bernardino and Riverside counties, upper 60s tomorrow. 68 in Riverside, same thing in Anaheim, Van Nuys in the upper 60s, Thousand Oaks tomorrow, 65 and 65 degrees as well in Long Beach. Heads up, we do have that high surf advisory, LA and Ventura counties. Dangerous rip currents, a big concern. Ventura, 8 to 12 feet high in terms of those waves, and 6 to 9 foot sets out across areas in LA County. So here's your forecast for the basin tomorrow, and it's 68, 65 for the coast. Nice sunshine on the way as we head into our Saturday. More clouds around, however, for the start of next week, and the potential of more clouds as we get into Wednesday into Thursday. Maybe some rain off to our north, so we'll keep you posted. Valley 69 degrees tomorrow with areas of drizzle. Same thing for the Inland Empire. Upper 60s for you as we head into our weekend. Then a cloudy start on Monday. High desert 66 degrees tomorrow. 80s on the way for the low desert tomorrow, and then right through next week. Mountains in at 51, hanging out in the 50s as we go throughout the rest of our work week into our upcoming weekend. That is a look at your First Alert forecast.